So I'd like to turn things over to my colleague from TV Land to offer you his perspective on your progress.
Greetings, citizens of Harvard. As I look out on this sea of black Asian faces, I think to myself one thought. Take that, Hitler, because we won. Yeah. Harvard is, pound for pound, the smartest of all your freaking schools. In fact, I hope one day my son Chris will go to Harvard. Okay, you know what? I'm just jacking myself off there, but, maybe one of my kids. I mean, Meg's got the look of a Harvard gal, but I'm not sure she's got not sure she's got the brains going on. She'd probably do better at one of those real lesbian colleges like Smith or Yale. Now, I know all of you stuffier types are probably thinking, who the hell does Peter Griffin think he is, preaching to us? He didn't even finish college. Well, I can drink a case of Budweiser in 10 minutes flat. So stuff it up your dockers, Mr. Wadsworth Douchington V. But the rest of you seem like stand-up guys and girls. And tomorrow, you smart kids are going to be sitting there in your cool caps and gowns, looking like that owl on the Wise potato chip bags. I see you out there thinking, pondering, pontificating, using words like subterfuge, fuselage, and MSNBC. You remind me of many of the smart young people I know. Doogie Howser, Malcolm in the Middle, and Donatello of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And we need more smart people like you, I mean, I get into my car every morning and I think, how does my car work? What makes it move? I get in this thing and it just goes? How the hell does that happen? I don't understand. But you guys do. And for that, I walk in your fucking shadow. The next wave of great inventions is going to come from you guys. I mean, how many times have you said, I'd like some cheese right now? And before smart people came along, you had to wait for a cow to die and rot in the sun or something. But now, bam, aerosol cheese. Cheese that sprays out of like a paint can, Whoever invented spray cheese had to have been a Harvard guy. Well, let's say you see a commercial for one of them Solaflex things and you want to order one so you can get in shape, even though everybody says you got to be gay to have a Solaflex, but I don't think you got to be gay to have a Solaflex. So you run and get a pencil to write down the phone number, and you trip and fall and hurt your knee. Well, before smart people came along, you had to sit there in pain just going, But now, Band-Aids. Had to be a Harvard guy. I never stood in front of so many smart people before. Who knows? Sitting out there in our audience may be a future president of the United States. And when he's elected, you'll say, that guy? Barry? The guy who walked down the hallway freshman year with his nuts hanging out? He's the president now? The guy who crapped his pants at the fly club? And he didn't even go home after that? He sat there and had 4 more beers? And then he went home with that chick from Amherst? The guy who passed out in the showers and then we wrote all over his face with magic marker? And he walked around for 2 days with the faded word douchebag written on his forehead and he had no idea? I used to pee in that guy's shampoo bottle. And now he's president? The American people just elected President Peahead? But at least you guys will have the goods on him. You can call him up and say, hey, President Peahead, I peed in your shampoo, so make me secretary or something. And it'll turn out that peeing in some guy's shampoo bottle was the best career move you ever made. That's how life works sometimes. I like to think there are no dumb ideas. But listen, as smart as you kids are, don't get too high and mighty. Because I happen to know a certain sandy-haired janitor who's smarter than all of you put together. That's right. The guy who solved that math problem was a janitor. And we all know what that got him. A date with Minnie Driver and that big Easter Island hat of hers. Yeah, Minnie, I said it. Let me put it this way. You like apples? Well, your face is freakishly big for your head. How do you like those apples? Man, that movie sucked. So I know most of you will be shipping off to fight the war in Iraq. And others will be doing missionary work in Africa. But remember, some of you, that Wall Street is still an option. Don't rule it out, because it is a noble profession. Goldman Sachs needs people, too. And here's a tip for you. Digital. Just think about that. The future is going digital. I don't know what that means, but just remember who told that to you. Well, that's about it for me, because I got to run. TBS is showing that episode of Different Strokes where Arnold and Dudley get inappropriately touched by the guy from WKRP in Cincinnati. So I'm going to pass it over to Stewie. But let me leave you with this piece of advice. It's a very simple piece of advice, and each person here will interpret it in their own way. And it is this. Good day to you.